welcome to my cricket dreams. In this video, I plan to say today's cricket news. Here we can look at the greatest ODI batsmen in each of the last 5 decades. One-day international ODI cricket has come a long way since it began in the early 70s to compensate for a rain-ravaged Ashes Test series at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. From the 60 overs to the 50 overs and from the traditional white clothing to the coloured clothing, ODI cricket has seen many alterations. Arguably, most of the changes in the rules have been in favour of the batsman, be it the 15-over field restrictions, the power plays, or the free hit as a penalty for bowling a no ball. Not surprisingly, ODI cricket is sometimes referred as a batsman's game. A score of 270 was considered match-winning in the 90s, 300 became the norm of sorts in 2000s, and presently even a 350-plus score is not considered safe. Over the years, ODI cricket has produced a number of batting superstars who had a lot of fans. In this news, we can look at top batsmen of each decade since the advent of the one-day format, ODIs. Number 1, Sir V. Richards, the 1970s. Although Greg Chappell scored most runs in 1970s, I go with Sir V. Richards as the batsman of the decade. Richards had a better strike rate and average and also scored more hundreds. Chappell managed 919 runs in 22 matches at an average of 54.5 and a strike rate of nearly 60 with 100. Richards on the other hand smashed 883 runs in 19 games at an average of 73.58 and a strike rate of nearly 90. With 3 centuries to his name. The most significant of 3 turns came to the final of the 1979 World Cup at Lord's against England. Richards plastered an unbeaten 138 from 157 balls with 11 fours and 3 sixes as West Indies rattled the host and lifted the trophy with a 92-run triumph. The swashbuckling batsman first 100 of the decade also came against England. In August 1976, Richard hit an unbeaten 119 from 133 balls, an innings featuring 24s and a 6. West Indies chased out 203 with ease. Another reason the game was special was because it marked the ODI debuts of future greats such as Graham Couch, Ian Botham, Corliss King and Michael Holding. Number 2, Desmond Haynes, 1980s. Richards dominated in this era as well, with over 6,000 runs at a strike rate of 91 over 156 matches. However, fellow West Indian Desmond Haynes pipped him only just on consistency. The legendary West Indies opener was the top run scorer of the 80s with 5,892 runs in his 159 matches at an average of 43.32. While his strike rate was much lower than Richards of 63.89, he made up for it with as many as 1,500s, which was quite a significant number for an opener, especially in the 80s. Haynes' best of 152 came out only of 126 balls against India at Jordan in March 1989. The innings featured 12 fours and 6 sixes. West Indies posed an imposing 289 for 2, batting first. They went on to clinch the contest by an impressive margin of 101 runs. Towards the end of the same year in October, Haynes hit an unbeaten 138 from 164 balls against England at Gwalior as a part of the Nehru Cup. Number 3, Sachin Tendulkar, 1990s. The era of the 90s was synonymous with the rise of Sachin Tendulkar, with 8,571 runs in his 228 matches at an average of nearly 50 and a strike rate of nearly 100, scoring 2,400s. Tendulkar stood head and shoulders above the rest. His teammate and skipper Mohammad Azharuddin follows him on the list with 6,858 runs in his 225 matches at an average of a touch under 40. Tendulkar's numbers are phenomenal when we consider that the 90s saw some sensational talent making their mark in the format. Names like Mark Vo, Syed Anwar, Aravinder De Silva, Brian Lara and Sanjay Surya, while most of the above mentioned names also dominated. Tendulkar's hunger for runs stood out. Much like Haynes, Tendulkar's first 100 also came midway through the decade. 110 against Australia at Colombo in September 1994 as part of the Singer World Series. It was beginning of many special knocks to follow against Aussies. As many as 5 of his 2,400s in 90s came against the mighty Aussies. The 1998 was a standout year for Tendulkar as he smashed as many as 9 three-figure scores this year. Of course, the 2 most famous ones came at Sharjah in back-to-back matches in April. His Desert Storm 142 took India to the final of the Tri-Series, in which the Master Blasters smashed their unforgettable 134 on his 25th birthday as India lifted the title with ease. It wouldn't be wrong to say that the Mumbai Mass trio was the next to impossible to stop in the 90s. Number 4. Ricky Ponting, 2000s. If Tendulkar was Mr. Dominant of the 90s, Aussie great Ricky Ponting took over the mantle in the next decade. In 239 matches, Ponting amassed 9,103 runs at an average of 44.18 and a strike rate of nearly 110 with 23 hundreds. Tendulkar was close as well with 8,823 runs in his 211 games at an average of 46.68 with 21 hundreds. While there is not much to choose between Ponting and Tendulkar in this decade, the former gets the nod as he stayed in 2 World Cup wins, as Australia remained undefeated in both editions of the game's premier tournament. His stand-up performance was as astonishing 140 not out from just 121 balls at Johannesburg in the 2003 World Cup final against India. Sourav Ganguly's men could not recover from the brutal onslaught and succumbed to defeat by 125 runs. Ponting's aggression and run-scoring ability made him life miserable for the best of the bowlers across the globe, and he was truly a trailblazer in this decade. At number 5, Virat Kohli, 2010s. This was the easiest pick of the lot. Current Indian skipper Virat Kohli has lorded over the rest in this decade that just ended. In 2027 matches, Kohli amassed an unbelievable 11,125 runs at an average of 60.79 and a strike rate of 94.11. With a staggering 42 tons, Kohli's debutee Rohit Sharma is next on the list with 8,249 runs in 180 games at an average of 53.56 and a strike rate of 90.63 with 28 hundreds. While Kohli is adept of setting totals, with setting him apart from the most other batsmen is that he has proved to be the master of the run chase. His career best till date is 183 in the high-scoring Asia Cup clash against arch-rivals Pakistan at Dhaka in March 2012. India was set to chase a massive 332 win after hundreds from Mohammad Hafiz and Asim Jamshid. However, Kohli made a mockery of the target with his blazing knock featuring 22 4s and a 6. Kohli's knock was a part of a run when he scored 400s and a 50 in the 5 games. This phase included 130 runs not out in just 86 balls against Sri Lanka at Hobart, a match in which he was famously torn apart by Lasith Malinga. His other 200s also came against the same opponents at Dhaka and Hambantota respectively. Thank you for watching my channel. Kindly like, subscribe and comment. And for more such notifications of the World Cricket, kindly subscribe channel. And also don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you.